Yo, what is up, my dudes? I'm back with another video. This one's going to be the second chapter of Tsubaki and the Seal of Oricalcos fanfic, and this chapter starts off with, I think, 6, Yuno and Yuki, all about, actually talking about the, seal of Oricalcos, and that it has been around for 1,000 years, and they actually go into some of the seal's powers. Basically, Tsubaki had the power of shockwaves, and Westcott's two other minions, which are which I will mention later. Of which one of them gets the power of clones and teleportation, which would hint you to who it is if you know to stay alive. And the other one would be of swords in light, which should also give you another hint to who that other Data Life character is. And then Westcott's power is like akin to a god. He can summon buildings, he can take over people's minds, he can do a bunch of other stuff that is just insanely overpowered and stuff. So I mean, I obviously made him the strongest, basically because he is the leader, basically. So they start to go to DEM Industries, and it goes back to Westcott, and his two cronies enter the room, and Ellen and Nibble bow to Westcott, and he says, one of our people was recently defeated in a duel, and I took her soul because I have no time for her foolishness. For anyone who loses a duel using the seal of Oricalcos, basically. So Nibble actually says, I'll take care of them, basically, and she just disappears, basically. And then it cuts to our three heroes, basically, and then as they as 6 Tsubaki, or sorry, I keep saying Tsubaki, Yuno and Yuki all are almost to DEM Industries. They hear a voice, and Nibble appears, and Yuki, wanting to actually fight her, starts to get towards her, but Yuno actually stops him and says, "No, I will make time for this one," and she goes in to her psycho mode, actually pushing 6 and Yuki out of the way before Nish and Nibble actually activates the seal of Oricalcos, actually making her black outfit actually poof up because of the shockwave air, basically. Actually, I actually added in a bit of clothing inflation with that detail, in case you're wondering. So I mean, and this is when the seal actually surrounds her and Yuno, and just like Tsubaki, Nibble is just as psychotic as Tsubaki was, basically. and she actually summons a lot more clones than she usually does, and actually starts to barrage Yuno with her attacks. So she has to dodge and actually counter her clones, basically. Which is not easy, because I mean, she can just keep doing that all freaking day, basically. Yuno's stamina eventually runs out. With that seal and power coursing through Nibical, she can do that all day, basically. She does not run out of stamina, which presents the issue. Yuno eventually does, or will, basically. Which, this is where Yuno actually thinks of a plan. Well, maybe if I appear to be getting weaker, she'll lower her defenses enough for me to actually slash her, which she does, actually. Yuno acts like she's slowing down, still dodging Nibical's barrage, and Nibical lowers her guard enough to where she actually gets slashed and actually is defeated, and then, of course, her soul was also taken by the seal afterwards, which was another really good battle, basically, or duel. I thought it was easily another a pretty good one. Personally, it's not the hardest duel, of course, because I mean, that's obviously the final duel, but I mean, it was definitely a lot harder than Tsubaki, basically. And each duel just keeps getting hit harder and harder, basically. So, I mean, there is a sense of difficulty in all this. Eventually, going back to DEM, Westcott eventually knows that Nibical was defeated, and he orders Ellen to guard DEM and do not let them in or around the building, basically. Of course, she does this, and this is where Chapter 2 actually ends and stuff. Which Chapter 3 will be really, really good. There's actually a really, really, really messed up twist with this next duel. If you thought that none of the heroes would actually lose their souls, think again. There is two characters that will actually lose their soul to the Oricalcos in this next duel and in the final duel. I will not say who it is until basically that chapter, because it wasn't really revealed yet. Well, I'll just say it's Yuki for this next duel. How he actually loses his soul, I will not go into, because that is next chapter. Just know that that is who actually loses their soul in this next duel. But that is all that I will spoil, though. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll try to get that up on Saturday or something, in case I go watch the Demon Slayer movie and stuff. So but that's really off topic, so I'll keep it on topic. I hope you enjoyed the fanfic, and I'll see you guys, or chapter 2 of that fanfic, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.